You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good.
You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE Main Event After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE Main Event After Show.
Go! Welcome everybody, Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another WWE Main Event After Buzz for you. Welcome everybody, my name is Christian Rosenberg. Some people like to call me professional wrestling's voice of choice. You could be the judge of that. And alongside me this week, I got both people are here this week. Corey's back. How are you, Corey?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Excellent. And of course, next to her, the big man, Mr. Romore.
Yes, back in the building.
Back in the building. And we are here to talk about WWE Main Event for the week of July 3rd, hailing from Topeka, Kansas. Topeka. How's everybody's week been? Everyone have a good weekend? I know you wrestled. I had a show. You were hanging out.
I've been playing a crap ton of video games because
A lot of video games?
I had my week off, so I know it's
Jealous.
It was crazy. This past week I had over 3,500 people tune into IWL Live on Roku.
Cool.
For
nice.
I know, it was crazy amount of people. So
Just gonna do it all that newfound fame.
Yeah, I'm big time now.
Big time.
I mean, well, we're on AfterBuzz, so we're big time. Yeah,
let
me just pop
there
that
you
a
go,
little
a little bit.
And you so wrestling at Wrestling Cares this past weekend.
Yes, Wrestling Cares with a lot of the top indie talent from around the nation. Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun working with Les Thatcher, Nigel McGuinness, all of them in the building. We had fun. Yeah, we had a great match. Donated a lot of money to the Simi Valley Boys and Girls Club.
Excellent.
So everything worked out.
Oh, everyone's been having a good week.
Yeah. Although I have a little head cold, but other than that, it's been good. It's been good. I'm a little nasally this week.
Don't complain. You're here. You're healthy. You know.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here, and I'm ready to talk about Main Event, and I'm here to talk about Christian competing on Main Event, and he is taking on the intellectual savior of the masses, Mr. Damien Sandow. And this week on commentary, it's a freaking rotating chair every week on commentary for WWE Main Event. It's Josh Matthews and Cody Rhodes this week. Now, it makes sense if Cody's there doing commentary for his best friend, Damien Sandow.
Right.
Yes.
But then he was there the entire show.
Yes.
I think it's
why.
I think it's just because they want to put more superstars and they can't exactly have a match all the time. So at least put them on commentary. Like there was AJ Lee as well. So I mean they're always changing them around because they want superstars to kind of be on Main Event because they want Main Event to be a bigger show. That's a possibility.
I don't know, but at the same time, you need some type of stability, with your commentators.
Do you really think there's any stability in Main Event right now?
Fair point.
Yeah.
That is a fair point.
I think they should just get utterly ridiculous with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's utterly ridiculous.
Just bring back Honky Tonk Man. Let him come out there and talk. Just somebody different.
Honky Tonk Man and Mike Adamle doing commentary.
Make it like the guest host from Raw. Make that. Or they could just put AJ out there. As long as AJ's there, I'm watching.
You're just happy.
Wow,
to
easy to
As
please.
long as, I'm not a hard.
Well, we're going to get to AJ in a little bit. She's not in this match.
She's not?
No.
Or any match this week.
No, well, she was in...
Was it?
I mean, this episode.
I know I saw her.
She is on Main Event.
Okay, cool. I can
but only in the last 3 minutes of the show.
Well, I got her. No.
Yeah, you're just going to wait until later.
Yeah, I'll just wait. I'll wait.
So, Sandow grabs a microphone on his way to the ring, and he mentioned, tonight I treat you to a quote from a very great man. Damien Sandow once said...
I love it.
This is the scary thing. I think this promo was my favorite part of Main Event this week. Honestly, overall.
So it came and went for you.
Yeah. But he's like, Damien Sandow once said, in the valley of the stupid, the half-wit is king. Which would explain your adoration for this troglodyte known as Captain Charisma.
Yeah, he got a troglodyte reference in there.
And Cody and Josh Matthews used the troglodyte word like at least 3 times
Yes.
during the match.
You must.
Well,
Yeah, you must.
how many people do you think actually then, when they were watching it, went on their phones or their laptops and like, what does troglodyte mean?
And if they did, that means that Damien Sandow made his point.
then
He educated the masses.
he made some money at dictionary.com.
Can you guys spell troglodyte? Because captions couldn't.
Are we going to turn this into a
See,
spelling bee right now?
No.
No, I would do it, but what I'm gonna say is no. No, I'm not gonna do that.
All right, well, this match had a very, very slow build.
Yes.
Which, for some matches, it actually works well, especially if there's a big build to the match and like the heel keeps delaying the actual like interaction between the two, really building the heat from the crowd, which Sandow was doing. But again, because there was no, they just randomly have Sandow versus Christian this week, so it's like, why?
They just wanted to put a superstar in there, a super duper star.
Yeah.
Or two.
But we had a moment early in this match that you and I talked about last week.
Yes.
Because we said the moment that a babyface figures out the oldest trick in the heel book, wrestling will implode.
I guess that's what happened.
And Christian figured it out.
He figured it out. He stopped. And
And I went for the elbow.
He allowed the elbow to happen. The heel hurt himself, and then he jumped in the ring. I don't know if we're actually doing the show right now. Is this still real? Are we still alive?
I think this is the last wrestling show in the history of the world.
Maybe. It just may
That'd
be.
be sad.
The face finally figured it out.
Because, I mean, it's just such a pivotal moment in the history of wrestling, and it was on Main Event.
Yes.
Yes.
But we get to talk about it,
We
which
get to
makes
talk
it
about
awesome.
it. That makes it work.
So, like I said, very slow-paced match. Sandow in control when we get back to commercial. And, you know, it's just really him just your wrestling basics. I mean, nothing really standing out. I mean, there was a point where Christian was getting ready to Sandow's legs were the ring post was in between his legs, and Christian's like, I'm ready to, you know, make him squeal a little bit. Hurt him in the private area. But then Sandow pulled his legs up, and Christian crashed into the ring post himself. And that really allowed Sandow to start taking control. Hits his elbow of disdain, as well as a nice superplex.
Yeah.
But out of like the superplex, all of a sudden, then Christian suddenly tried to roll him up. Nice counter by Christian. And a lot of, again, now we get to the point where Christian, like we talked about last week, best guy in the WWE today on the second rope.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And just it's all second rope missile dropkick, second rope sunset flip, second rope like elbow.
Yeah, he hit that as well. I'm trying to. Is that all of them?
I think those are his 3 second rope moves.
Yeah. And he does them so well.
He does. And eventually he goes for the kill switch. Sandow counters it after a little exchange. All of a sudden Christian gets it right back on, nails it. 1, 2, 3. I know if you did not see the match, it kind of sounds like it might have been about 6-7 minutes. It went 24.
Yeah, that's all I'm about to say. You pretty much explained everything and had a play-by-play right there, and it was
That was
long.
the 24-minute match.
It was a very elongated match.
And a lot of times I like long matches, like to build things up. But this one,
No warning.
no warning.
No indication it was coming that way.
Yeah, it was kind of...
It never really... I mean, there was a point where, like, you know, when Christian started making his comeback, he picked up a little steam.
Yeah.
But nothing to suddenly get you, oh, what's going to happen now?
Yeah. Nah. It was the perfect, how do I want to say this? The perfect house show match. Pretty much, where you got...
Sure. Yeah, that works.
You know, dark house, everybody in the crowd is watching, and independent wrestlers, that was actually a lesson for you. The first 10 minutes is a lesson in what they call Shakespeareing a match. They didn't work harder, they just worked smarter. They did as much as they could do to get the crowd involved with doing as little as they could in the ring.
Yeah.
And it worked. They wasted a good 10 minutes just going around.
Which, as you say, house shows, entertaining.
Yes.
TV,
Not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much because TV's quick.
Yeah, I mean,
The dynamics change.
you don't
everything.
want people to change the channel. You don't want people to get bored of the match. And if it wasn't on DVR, we probably would have changed the channel.
I was disappointed.
I was surprisingly disappointed because I love watching both of these guys wrestle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love Christian more so as a heel. I filled in on Raw this past Monday, and I kind of briefly mentioned that, where Christian, very good on the mic, very good wrestler, can work with just about anybody. Can't get behind him when he's a good guy. Can't get behind him as a babyface when he's just, before like every move, starts doing the clap.
Yeah.
It's just like, come on, you got to do more than that.
He just looks like that guy that you didn't like in high school. That's what Christian.
There's
That's
a
why he's
guy
good.
that looks like Christian that you specifically you didn't like. In
Well,
high
my school was all black, so if there
was there a guy?
there was
looked like
a white
Christian.
guy in my school. He probably was looked at a little funny, but he walks around with that swag to himself that I'm the man type
But
swag.
don't all
to him.
wrestlers walk around with swag?
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
And
Really?
it depends
Not
on
all
their
of them.
character.
Yeah.
I feel like they all have that swag.
Does Santino Marella walk around super confident?
No,
There you go.
but Cesaro does. Okay, sorry.
He wasn't on this week.
I had some honorable mention.
Where'd
here.
my pen go?
It fell off the table.
Here you go.
I don't even
Here
need
you
it.
go.
All right, star rating. Corey, give me a star rating for Christian versus
I'm really
Sandow.
sorry. I'm going to give it a low one because it was long. It was uninteresting. The superstars were great, but the match itself wasn't entertaining. I would give it a 1.
Wow.
That's low, I know.
When have you ever given a 1?
I never give a 1. I'm very, very good.
Wow,
but not-
that's even.
not
That's
tonight.
a lot lower than I thought you would
That's
give.
low.
It's 4th of July Eve. I expect more.
Fair point.
What?
Why not?
If
Why
she said
not?
it's a holiday,
It's the
people are-
eve of 4th of July, therefore we should have fireworks.
Yes,
July the
exactly. You read my mind.
the day before the 4th.
Yes. What do you
But-
think, Rome?
It picked up toward the end.
Right.
It did pick up for the because it really didn't have much psychology to it, but I'll give it a 2. I give that match a 2. Simply because they were halfway through the match before I looked up and went, oh, they're actually doing stuff. I'm interested now.
Yeah.
And it actually caught my attention, and I started paying more attention to it. But I didn't pay attention until the ring post spot. I
Right.
didn't until Christian got ran into the ring post. It was and then that happened, and I'm like, oh, something interesting is happening. Let me take a look.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is when the two highlights of this match are the promo before the match starts,
Walking to the ring.
walking to the ring, and the very first bump
Yeah.
from Christian not falling for the oldest trick in the heel book.
Yeah.
So, one thing before the match starts, and the other one within the first minute of the match, are the two
the
two things that you remember the
amending
most in a
mine.
24-minute match.
I'm gonna amend mine and say I'm gonna say a 1.5.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yes,
amend mine.
to the dark side.
I'm really curious. What do
She's
people
right,
in the
yeah.
chat roll? What are they saying? Like, are they shocked that we're giving this so
Lion-
low?
went
Lions
so
fan,
long.
thank you, Lions fan, agrees, and he is giving it a 1.5.
See, good man. Like that.
And Chris is saying I played a Eugene Levy moment, and people are saying fireworks.
Fireworks.
Yes.
Fireworks.
Trending right now.
Hashtag
Fireworks.
fireworks.
Yes,
Boom.
thank you guys.
It's trending in the AfterBuzz chat roll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it 2, just because it's almost like a sympathy 2.
You're looking for a reason to give it a 2. The same thing I just did.
I know.
You're looking for something.
I can't think of giving
Get-
Sandow and Christian a 1 in some regard. I
I
can't
like
do it to them.
both these
But
guys.
I love 'em
but-
both.
You can love a wrestler and they can just have a very lackluster match. It happens.
True, but it rarely happens with 2 guys that you love.
I know, and it's a shame.
That's
That's why
true.
we're so disappointed, and that's why 1 is in order, or 1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2. I'm gonna be stubborn with it.
Okay.
I'm gonna be stubborn with it. I told you I'm a little under weather. Bear with me.
All right, voice of wrestling.
I'm trying to rest my voice. So Well, before we get into the next match, let's just quickly remind people that they can check out the brand new AfterBuzzTV.com because it is completely repackaged, so much easier to go around. You can find your favorite shows and hosts, what they're doing, everything much easier. You can leave comments directly on the website as well. But of course, if if you're still used to leaving them on the iTunes page, you can go ahead and do that too, because obviously you can still leave a comment, subscribe, give us that 5-star rating. Actually, we're at right now around like 4.5 overall stars on iTunes.
Thank you, guys.
Which is awesome.
Like it.
So we just got to pinch just a little closer, just a little bit more. And so if you guys can do that, that'd be awesome. And as well as on iTunes, you can also always download that hilarious movie, The Adventures of Serial Buddies, which we like to remind everybody because our own Maria Menounos and Kevin Undergaro were the masterminds behind it. Maria stars in it along with Beth Bayers, Christopher Lloyd, Artie Lang. You name it, they're in it. And it's hilarious, and you should definitely check that out.
Boom.
Boom. That just happened.
You did. And you did it so well.
Didn't I?
Every now. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm modest, but...
Yeah, I know. Go ahead. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz.
Voice of choice is modest. There's an oxymoron in there somewhere.
Look, I am the most amazing, talented, and modest person in this room. No. Rum's gonna lift up his chair and swing at me.
Yeah. It's not exactly the wrestling style chair to throw, but I can make it happen.
But it'll probably hurt more.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
It will. I can make it happen.
All right, so now we go on to Sin Cara versus Jack Swagger. Zeb grabs a microphone. So now this is...
And he's missing someone.
Shut up.
Okay.
Stop it.
Yes, he's missing Cesaro. We get it.
You want me to throw another pin?
They don't have no more. He will have no more pens.
Bic will go out of business messing with me tonight.
But here's an interesting thing. This is the second promo of the night on Main Event.
Mm-hmm.
Main Event rarely has one promo, let alone two. Main Event is kind of designed, as a lot of people say, as like, this is like the wrestling show between Raw, SmackDown, and Main Event. Raw really develops the storylines. SmackDown kind of recaps what happens on Raw. And Main Event is, hey, let's have these guys wrestle.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of promos tonight, which was, for an hour show, 2 promos that probably combined to be about 5-6 minutes.
Oh, easy.
I mean, that's kind of surprising. I mean, and I didn't mind Zeb's promo by any means. I thought it was another solid promo by him. But I just don't, that's not for our show. Our show's about the wrestling.
Yeah, it is about the wrestling, but it was nice. I mean, today's show kind of could use those promos, so it worked out a little bit.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, let's be honest, Sandow Christian did not need to go longer than it did.
Yeah, no, I've seen shorter WrestleMania main events.
Oh, yeah. Like was last year shorter? Who knows?
Yeah.
But Zeb on the microphone, pretty much talking about, tomorrow we're getting ready to celebrate America's independence. It's like, America, you remember that? The 50 stars, the 4th should be a day where we are proud to be American. That's not what it is anymore. Some Americans have taken a day to throw a heart attack hamburger on the grill and party until they don't remember their names. And while that party is going on, people like you, and he's pointing to Sin Cara in the ring, take advantage of that and sneak across our borders and wreak havoc. I feel like he cuts the same promo to Sin Cara every 3 weeks.
Yeah. Every time he sees him.
Every time he sees him, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I'm going to make a lesson out of you like you haven't done it the last 8
multiple times.
Yeah, Sin Cara fights Cesaro or Swagger on Main Event. It's his thing.
It seems to be his thing. And this week you pointed out it was a yellowish light.
Yeah, it started off yellowish, but outside of the ring,
Was
once
blue.
again, it's blue.
What?
So.
Again, why does Sin Cara still get his own lighting when he hasn't won a match in months?
I don't know.
As Paul, a.k.a. Triple H.
Let me give him a call.
I find it hilarious, though.
I know.
I think he should get more extravagant. The more he loses, the more extravagant everything around his match should be.
I'm waiting for a moment where it's just a strobe light.
Yeah, that just blinding.
I don't know if I could pay attention after. It's like.
It's gonna be a full blown rave. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a full blown rave. It's gonna be like Burning Man at the end of this. That's why I wanted to go.
Swagger, again, in this match, went probably between 12 and 15 minutes. Another kind of long match. And this one, Swagger was like dominant the entire time.
Yeah.
And like the biggest spot of the match, you could barely see because it was out of the ring in the dark blue.
Yeah.
I told everybody, I said, you're going to go outside the ring and you won't be able to see him. And it almost happened this week, except he was wearing the white pants and the white mask.
But I mean, people in that arena, if you're high up,
you
you don't see
lost
what
all
just
of that.
happened.
You need at least
You did not see
15 of your dollars back for those tickets.
You did not see Swagger pick up Sin Cara like it weighed nothing and just slam him hard into the barricade.
Yeah.
That's what always happens to Sin Cara. He shows a couple fun flips and good moves and flies high, but then he always gets, I guess, dominated by the...
You pretty much just read the rest of my notes of this match.
Oh, well, there you go.
I mean,
Yes, done.
Sin Cara had a brief comeback, and then Swagger countered with his gut wrench powerbomb, locked in a Patriot lock, and Sin Cara tapped immediately.
The end.
And that was the end of that
I like how high he pulled him up.
for the Patriot lock.
Yeah. I still call it the ankle lock.
I
refuse
know.
to call it the Patriot lock. But the fact that Swagger's so tall and he yanked him all the way
He's
up
so
to
He's
his,
what, like 6'7", 6'8",
Oh
something
my
like that?
gosh.
God,
I
what are
forget
you
how
reading?
tall he is.
He's
until
like
in the ring.
6'5", man. Come on. You in the WWE program guide again? Where they give
Yeah.
those extra 2
When they
3
built
inches?
Hulk Hogan as 7 feet tall,
Yeah, that's true.
they
Yeah.
did that way back in the day.
What?
Hogan's like 6'3",
Yeah.
and they build him as 7 foot.
Stranger things have happened.
6 foot 8, 12. Put him on there. Just sell some foam fingers.
Actually, it was funny. TMZ, actually, I think it was yesterday, they had a photo of Kane at like some little
Yeah, I
political
saw
party.
that.
And they in the
With
notes
Vince Vaughn.
with Vince Vaughn, and they mentioned in the notes that Kane, like the 6'7" Kane,
Vince Vaughn's like,
WWE is
what?
WWE has listed him as 7 feet forever.
Ever.
That's so funny.
Yeah. It was very noticeable in the
Oh,
photograph.
dear.
Yeah,
I'll
because
tell
I mean
you that.
Vince Vaughn's a tall guy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's huge.
but he shouldn't be that close to a seven
right,
footer.
Right.
He shouldn't be that close to the big red monster. And he was.
But yeah, we got to do star rating for this match too.
So what's your star rating? Put you on the spot.
I'm gonna give it a 2 because Swagger just carried this match.
Okay.
Sin Cara, sad to say, bored me to no end in this match. Swagger did what he needed to do. Match shouldn't have been as long as it was. If Swagger was
It wasn't
dominant,
that long either, though.
it was close to 15 minutes.
That match was 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Had a commercial
Oh, my
break in it.
goodness.
a
Where
commercial.
was I?
Yeah,
All
had a
right.
commercial
I don't
break.
know, but I mean, that match, the way Swagger dominated it, it shouldn't have been longer than 7 minutes.
Yeah.
But because Swagger, I'll give it a 2.
All right. How about you?
You had to go to me, didn't you? I really had nothing for this match. I looked at my notes like, oh wow, nothing. Yeah,
My notes
it's pretty much exactly like what you said. I have nothing to add to it, and just for that, I'm sticking to the commercial break helped it because it didn't seem
Which
like
is
it was
so
this long.
weird to say.
That is
Yeah.
weird.
The commercial break, because as soon as I saw it, I went, this match is not going to last long. Swagger's going to dominate. He's going to hit him with the gut wrench, and it's going to be done. And it didn't happen like that. They went to commercial. When they came back, caught me completely off guard. And they continue with more of the same. So for that, I give it a 1.5.
So
One and a half stars.
so it's better than the first match for you.
And I gave that one a 1.5 as well.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
That's right. Okay. I'm so stuck on one.
Yeah,
also
you want to give it another one? Look at Yep.
I'm gonna give this also a 1.
Yep, see? It's hard.
Man.
Hard. She's
I
hard
know.
You
today.
are harsh today.
I know. I just was just so
What you doing that
disinterested.
week off? It's just,
She just got evil in that week off or something.
I
just
know.
wow. I think some of her evil is rubbing off on me because I would normally have given that a 2, but
I'm doing everything in my power to fight it off right now.
2 is kind of average for me, and it didn't stick up to average.
Yeah.
We have some ratings in the chat.
Okay.
We
What are
got
they saying?
Chris.
What are they saying?
He said the Swagger bomb setup was the worst one ever, 1.5 stars, and Lions fan would give it 2.5 stars. It did its job to make Swagger look good 10 days before the pay-per-view.
And
True.
he makes a fair point with that. And while he brings it up, that was actually next in my notes. Let's talk a little bit about the pay-per-view. Obviously, we're going to talk more about it next week.
Yeah.
But so we have the 2 Money in the Bank matches officially announced. And you didn't realize this when we started to watch it. I pointed out to you how the Raw, I'm sorry, not the Raw, the WWE title Money in the Bank. It's not Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, whatever. The WWE title Money in the Bank is all baby faces, and the World Heavyweight title Money in the Bank is all heels.
Yeah.
And I am beyond intrigued at the World Heavyweight title one. And the reason being not just because I'm a fan of pretty much everyone in the match, but when you normally have a heel versus heel match, which we have momentarily, which we'll get to, those are very boring. Like, you don't, like, who is the fans going to get behind?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All of a sudden, Money in the Bank, we have 7 heels. 7. Fandango, Barrett, Cody, Sandow, Swagger, Cesaro, Ambrose.
Yep.
And I'm just really intrigued to see, if any, who the crowd is going to get behind. They're gonna go crazy for the big moves, which they'll do for everyone.
All the big spots are gonna pop for.
But they're gonna get behind somebody. Oddly enough, I think the crowd is going to get behind Fandango.
That's possible.
I think it'd be hilarious. I expect them to get behind Ambrose too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think Ambrose
Definitely
and Fandango
Ambrose.
are definitely.
But I'm just so intrigued by that match. And with the exception of Swagger, being that he's won a Money in the Bank before, I'm ecstatic if any of the other 6 win. I just don't want Swagger to win it because he's already had it. I like Swagger, but...
Can I predict something?
I mean, I guess you can, but we'll save our match predictions for next week.
I was just going to say, I don't think Swagger's going to get it.
Okay.
I think you're safe in that prediction.
Yeah.
I believe.
You believe?
I believe.
But yeah, that's true. It's all heels. It's going to be interesting.
I know. I'm really intrigued by it.
When you throw that many heels, when you throw that many characters,
That many
period.
young. They're all young.
All
of them, I
They're
think, are
not-
under 30.
I mean, they're all established, but they're not Cena established. They're
Right.
not, nobody's a superstar in that match.
Yeah.
So you throw them all in the ring, you throw the ladder in there,
Give them a couple ladders.
and you tell them, hey, go. This is
for
your
it.
chance.
What can you do?
Yeah. I mean, they did the same thing with the Hardy Boys. Hardy Boys became legends after that TLC match,
Oh,
as well as Edge and Christian, as well as the Dudley Boys.
I mean, I'd expect you to see Fandango's leg drop off a ladder.
Yeah. Yeah, that's happening.
I mean, and you're
If it doesn't happen, I'm really disappointed.
you're gonna have lots of crazy. I'm sure Cesaro will probably have some sick uppercut on a ladder somehow. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. We already know who she wants to win that match, so we're not even gonna get into it.
And I did miss him this week though.
You
Him this
didn't?
week. No, I did.
Okay.
I did. I actually like him better.
She was about to
She was
strangle
gonna
you just
hit
now.
me. She was gonna. Wow.
Protect.
Anyway,
I'm just waiting to see if Cesaro ever makes a face turn, if she'll still like him the same way.
Oh my gosh.
I missed him this week. I like him with Zeb more than I like Swagger with Zeb. I like Cesaro.
It's a more unique arrangement with
Yeah.
Zeb and
it fits.
Cesaro.
And he comes out.
You didn't
like I
think it
said,
would, but it does.
Yeah, it fits
Yeah.
He
really
keeps
well.
coming out more European every single week, doing this storyline. I love it. I love it. Yeah, but please don't hit me.
I won't. I
Don't
won't
do
hit
that. Just yes, you will.
But you know what else we're excited for?
What's that?
This Monday on Raw, we finally get the debut of the Wyatt family.
Yes, we do.
That's exciting stuff.
But now here's my question.
Sounds like a bunch of serial killers.
They're crazy, and I love them in NXT. I love all 3 of them. Eric Rowan, he's the one who wears like the little lamb mask.
Mm-hmm.
To me, he still kind of looks a little green when he wrestles in NXT. Usually Luke Harper controls the match, but I just love his look.
Yeah.
Like, that look is perfect for it, and it will come over time. So I'm just ecstatic for all 3 of them. But why are we having a debut the week before a pay-per-view? Normally it could happen at a pay-per-view or the Raw after it.
Yeah.
Why
That's
the
true,
week
huh?
before?
I don't know.
I present that to you. I present it to the chat roll if they want to
yes,
inquire
chat.
as well. Try to answer that riddle for
Trying to
me,
make
people.
sense of it.
They're like kind of like distant cousins of Zeb Coulter, to me. They look. They
You're just
remind
trying
me-
to bring everything back around to Cesaro.
No, I was talking about Zeb Coulter specifically. no Cesaro.
Okay. Whatever you say. Whatever you say.
But yes, I'm excited to watch them, and you're right. It is kind of strange that
And then,
showing up on Monday.
and then from there, we are informed that this Friday on SmackDown, we will have a special appearance
Special.
from the best in the world, CM Punk.
Special.
Why? I mean, Cena and CM Punk are the only guys in WWE that don't regularly appear on SmackDown. Whatever. I mean, obviously, they're running around doing plenty of other things because they're the top two guys.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Money.
But I don't like the fact that they're trying to say, hey, it's a special treat because you're not our main show, SmackDown, but we're going to bring a guy there. I mean, I think that's an insult to SmackDown. SmackDown is consistently more entertaining to me than Raw.
No, it's true. It has been like
Now, the
that
last
for a
few
while.
weeks, Raw's been outstanding.
Yeah.
But SmackDown has, like, the right balance of the storylines and the matches.
Storylines, promos, great wrestling.
Yeah, it's like consistently entertaining.
But what channel is it on?
Sci-Fi.
Where's Raw?
USA.
What's bigger?
No, it'd be USA.
is
Mystery solved.
It is the second-rate show. Sad to say.
Yeah.
If this was SmackDown,
But
when
did
it
you know
started-
always say that it's been the number one show on Sci-Fi for like the 3,000th week in a
Well,
row?
yeah, because what other shows are on the Sci-Fi channel that pull in numbers like wrestling does? Come on, it's the Ted Turner thing. Ted Turner built TBS on wrestling.
That's true.
Same
true.
deal. Sci-Fi is bringing in those numbers.
Ion is building their network off WWE Main Event.
Yes, because wrestling pulls in numbers.
It does.
It does.
So remember that when your friends try to tell you why you're watching wrestling. It's always one of the highest rated shows ever on cable. Ever. Always is. But that's why.
The more you know.
Yeah. It's simple as that.
There it is.
SmackDown
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. SmackDown is, I mean, I hate to say it because it's a talented show.
I just find it annoying that like only two guys say it's a special appearance. Why not say, hey, Sheamus is on SmackDown this week, or Christian is on SmackDown this week? No, because they're on just about every week.
Yeah.
Why can't? I mean,
'Cause it's
hell,
a treat.
even if you tape a promo and then just air it on SmackDown,
Yeah.
that's enough. Blah. But what do I know? What do I know?
Saying, man, top money guys,
Yeah.
when they come off Raw and they go to another show, it's a big deal. Just, if Cena shows up on Main Event, we'll be talking about that for about 30 minutes.
That's true.
That's true.
And it's weird to
Sad.
say that.
That is weird, but it's true.
Yeah, that's just how it is. The top guys are the treats.
And speaking of Cena, at this point we get a recap of that little Mark Henry career perspective that we saw on Raw, as well as, like the building up from his Emmy Award winning speech he gave a few weeks ago. And it just reminds people how long and how many things this guy has done without being the WWE champion. And you don't have that anymore. You don't have guys that have been around 15, 16, 17 years never to have that title. You don't have the Jake Roberts.
JTG is going to do it.
JTG hasn't won any titles.
I know. I
won
think
a
he's
single
going to have the
title.
longest tenure with nothing.
No, well, right now, that might be Jake Roberts. Jake
Yeah,
Roberts
actually,
was
that's
never
right.
a
That's
WWE
right.
champion.
Yeah. He's one of my favorites.
And one of the all-time greats, one of the most intimidating presences.
Let me hear from my JTG marks out there in the chat room, if it's any left.
I don't know. They might think that JTG is sitting here right now.
They probably do. They probably do. I remember when Jason had his first match, but that's a story for another day.
We'll recap that another.
Yeah.
Actually, Shad's a buddy of mine, so
Yeah.
we'll have to talk about that and make fun of JTT at some point.
Your notes are very long for this match, by the way.
Of this last match of Big E
Yes.
versus Kurt
Wow.
Hawkins.
Man, that's wow.
Well, the match was 3 minutes long, and this was the best match of the night.
Okay.
And the reason being was this was pretty much what a squash match should be.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, Big E came out.
I
Now,
agree.
again, this is what we were talking about earlier. Heel versus heel. Kurt Hawkins is a heel. Even though we haven't really seen much of him yet since he's come back from his injury.
Yeah.
Looks like he's trying some type of biker-esque gimmick. He had the gloves on. He had the biker vest. I mean, he's going by the nickname the Prince of Queens now.
Yeah. Just it looked like a bad version of Aces and Eights. That's what it looks like.
I was going to say it looked like a bad version when Chuck Palumbo tried to be a biker.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was bad.
That's true. That was horrible, actually.
Kurt Hawkins is a guy that I've always been a fan of. It's just like, just need to find something for him.
Yeah.
I mean, even if at this point it means team him back with Ryder, because obviously we need someone with Ryder too.
Yeah, we do.
And I'd be perfectly fine with that. But this was the match. Langston, huge shoulder block, bear hug, back body drop. Hawkins got a little offense in, and then another big shoulder block, giant splash, big ending. I wrote every move in the match in that little part.
And
That's
AJ Lee commentated.
And AJ was kind of commenting about what's going on with her and Caitlyn. So that's why overall, this was by far the best match of the night, because we had the domination of Big E, putting over how he's a monster. And on commentary, we're talking a little bit about the match, they're actually talking about a current story. That's why I'm giving this 3 stars.
Jeez, that's really...
Because
jump.
Because a huge jump from anything else.
Jump.
Because even if it being just a couple minutes long, it's like, this is what you're supposed to do with Big E right now. You're supposed to just make him a monster running over people left and right until they finally find someone for him to feud
Find
with.
that one face that can stand up to him.
Who will it be?
Have no idea.
I could. Would you like my mastermind tour?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Ziggler.
You think Ziggler?
Yeah, they're gonna break
Wow.
off, and it'll be Big E Ziggler.
Break them and go
I
that
like
route?
them together. It'd be a little
I still
sad
like
to see
them together. Yeah.
Well,
Split out.
but all things have to end at times, and people have to make face or heel turns.
Yeah.
Ziggler's now pretty much a baby face. AJ is still a heel. Big E's
I know,
still a heel.
Yeah.
that's open for discussion. What's gonna
We'll
happen
see.
there?
We'll see where that one goes.
But yeah, I'm giving it 3 stars.
Okay, that's. I think that's pretty high for this match. I would give it 2.
You were just hating on
I
everything
just,
tonight.
I don't know what it was about this. Tonight's main event was very disappointing. The whole show. I love the show, and I just wanted more from this show.
We
Rome.
want more.
Yes.
Just like the little girl on the commercial.
Well, if they shortened those first 2 matches, you would have had a 4th
yeah,
match.
we would have had more. But I will give that match a 2.5, but because AJ was there,
like
3.
a 10.
Oh,
3.
Oh, see, so he's on the same page with me, Corey.
Only because of AJ.
see, but
I'm gonna pretend I didn't
Yeah.
hear that and say he's on the same page with me.
he's on the same page. But he was on the dark side with me for the other.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
AJ was there.
and so main event for this week ends with AJ just kind of laughing and dancing around,
Doing her thing.
Yeah.
while Big E is standing vicious and Kurt Hawkins is just roadkill. So yeah, that does it for this week's main event. I mean, this is definitely overall a downslide from where they've been.
Yeah.
Hopefully next week we'll pick back up because we've been having a blast talking about these
Yeah,
matches.
we've been
the last
having
few
fun,
weeks.
and they just kind of let us down tonight.
Well, everyone's entitled to an off night once in a while. Hopefully they'll be able to pick it up. And until we see that next week, because next week also will be our Money in the Bank prediction show.
Yeah.
And I do have some breaking exclusive news to disclose.
AfterBuzz TV News.
I don't know if it's worthy enough of the music, but we'll roll with it. Next week, I will not be here. I know. You guys are heartbroken. It's devastating. It's depressing. That's why I didn't think the music was worth it. But whatever. I'm gonna be out east, so I'm gonna be gone. So it's gonna be the 2 of you holding the fort. I'm of course gonna call in though, because I need to put my picks in to get her title.
I deserve 3. You owe me 3 things.
I don't owe you nothing.
I want you guys to wear those singly things.
She wants us to wear Big E tights.
Yes,
She wants me to wear the Big E
Yes.
singlet.
you too.
I would look horrific in that. We want viewers.
Bikini or singly?
They would leave if I wore that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so unfortunately, I
I
will
don't
not.
wrestle in a singlet.
Yeah, so I will not be
Don't even
here
own one.
next week. So the 2 of you will be holding it down.
We'll even have a fort in your place. Physical
We can
fort.
put a fort there.
Yeah.
Build a little one, cinder blocked up. I think
I
it'll be
can't
good.
wait
And
to
we'll
see
hold
it.
it.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. So
Turned up.
in the meantime, though, over the next week as we get ready to start getting our Money in the Bank predictions in, Corey, where can people find you?
Well, everyone, have a safe 4th of July. And
Yeah.
have fun. That's what I want to say. You know, a lot of fireworks. You can find me on KAORIOUS on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere.
Cool. And I am on Twitter at Rome the Ruler, Instagram at JJSteel81, and everybody have a happy 4th of July. And please, please eat everything that's bad for you that you can. And continue your good fight against Dr. Alcohol.
There you go. And you can follow me on Twitter at CRosieVOC. If you're in the LA area this Saturday night, you and I are on the same
We're
show,
working
Rome.
the same show.
Brian Kendrick's
Finally.
Wrestling Pro Wrestling.
The
Brian Kendrick's Wrestling Pro Wrestling. Also,
Yes.
Ryan Klum will be wrestling on it as well.
He's also on the same show.
At the Pappy Pineda Dome in Huntington Park.
Yeah.
Doors open at 8 o'clock. It's at 8:30 Saturday night. I'll be calling the action. We're going to be wrestling.
nice. I get
to
Ryan
beat
will be.
people up.
What, do you think I was wrestling? What?
I did think you were wrestling in a singlet.
You thought, yeah, she thought you were going to be in the singlet.
Keep dreaming, lady. Keep dreaming. And in the meantime, you can always hit me up on CRosieVOC. And if you want to watch that IWO show, that, like I said, we have 3,500 live viewers. You can watch it on demand at theiwl.com. Thank you all for tuning in. For Corey, Takei, and Rome Moore, I'm Christian Rosenberg. Happy 4th of July. We'll see you next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.